When I was up in Canada, I didn't have much money. You know, my toes were cold and my clothes had holes. My nose was kinda runny. I met a long hair on the street. He said, look, you look like you'd like to eat. I said, a glass of Coke and a hot dog's fine. He said, well, how about the bread and a glass of wine? I said, lead me on, lead me on, lead me on, lead me on, where you going? I said, my body's tired, but my heart's inspired. My hunger's growing. Yes, it is. Lead me on, lead me on, lead me on, lead me on, where you going? I said, my body's tired, but my heart's inspired. My hunger's growing. He took a loaf of Wonder Bread, then he bowed his head, and then he filled my cup, drink it up, my friend. It tasted better than the health food blend. He looked straight into my eyes. I was quite surprised. He said, you're locked inside, but I could set you free. You will live forever if you follow me. I said, lead me on, lead me on, lead me on, lead me on, where you going? I said, my body's tired, but my heart's inspired. My hunger's growing. Was it showing? Lead me on, lead me on, lead me on, lead me on, where you going? I said, my body's tired, but my heart's inspired. My hunger's growing. When I was up in Canada, I didn't have much money. You know, my toes were cold and my clothes had holes. My nose was kinda runny, it wasn't funny. I met a long hair on the street. He said, look, you look like you'd like to eat. I said, a glass of Coke and a hot dog's fine. He said, well, how about the bread and a glass of wine? I said, woo, lead me on, lead me on, lead me on, oh yeah. I said, my body's tired, my heart's inspired, my hunger's growing. Ooh, lead me on, lead me on, lead me on, lead me on, where you going, where you going? I said, my body's tired, my heart's inspired, my hunger's growing. You will see him in the air. He's an unidentified flying object, and you will drop your hands and stare. You will be afraid to tell your neighbors. They might think that it's not true. But when you open up the morning papers, you will know they've seen it too. And he will come back like he promised, price already paid. He will gather up his followers and take them all away. He's an unidentified flying object. You will see him in the air. He's an unidentified flying object. You will drop your hands and stare. He's an unidentified flying object coming back to take you home. He's an unidentified flying object. He will roll away your stone. And if there's life on other planets, then I'm sure that he must know. And he's been there once already and has died to save their souls. He's an unidentified flying object. He will sweep down from the sky. He's an unidentified flying object. Some will sleep but will not die. He's an unidentified flying object coming back to take you home. He's an unidentified flying object. He will roll treble on this. Treble. More treble on this. Nice. I read a book a couple days ago by this guy who knows all about rock and roll music. Bob Larson. No, he used to be a rock and roll star. I think during the 50s he played accordion. When I was growing up, people kept telling me rock and roll was of the devil, that it was evil. I didn't believe them. Look what it's done to me. They've done the scientific experiments that have proven it's dangerous. I mean, what they do? Oh, they put a dog in a laboratory and hooked him up, put him between two loudspeakers and immobilized him so he couldn't move. And after 3 hours of listening to rock music, he began to lose control of his motor sensories. And after 5 hours, he went completely insane. They had to kill him. Then they did another experiment with flowers. They put a flower near a turntable and loudspeaker, and after a few hours, the flower turned completely around and faced the other way. Don't laugh. You ought to really be careful. Rock and roll is dangerous. I'd advise you not to expose your pets and your flowers to it. I want the people to know that he saved my soul, but I still like to listen to the radio. They say rock and roll is wrong, we'll give you one more chance. I say I feel so good, I gotta get up and dance. I know what's right, I know what's wrong, I don't confuse it. If you got a reason, tell me to my face. Why should the devil have all the good music? I feel good every day. Yeah, alright. Jesus is rocking, he rolled my blues away. They say to cut my hair, they're driving me insane. I grew it out long to make room for my brain. It works. But sometimes people don't understand. They say, what's a good boy doing in a rock and roll band? There's nothing evil or communistic about playing blues living. If you got a script, just show me to my face. Why should the devil have all the good music? There's nothing wrong with what I play. Jesus is a rock and he rolled my blues away. Yes, he did. All right. Rock and roll, Christians. I ain't knocking the hymns. Just give me a song that has a beat. I ain't knocking the hymns. Just give me a song that moves my feet. I don't like some of those funeral marches. I ain't dead yet. Jesus told the truth. Jesus showed the way. There's one more thing I'd like to say. They nailed him to the cross and they laid him in the ground, but they should have known you can't keep a good man down. Woo! You know what I'm talking about. All the band said, Jesus is a rock and roll my blues. Jesus is a rock and roll my blues away. Yes, he did. Not that much. I heard those rumors about me. That I've been backsliding. That I've gone the way of all flesh. And that I'm now hiding out in New York. I'm into Satan worship and hard drugs. I was really discouraged to hear those rumors. Christians spread them, and they were upsetting me. So I asked around and found that they're not true. I haven't really done a concert. I guess I did one last week, but I stopped about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years now. So maybe because they haven't seen me, they figured I must have backslidden. Because when you're not visible, people don't know what to think about you. And if you're out of their sight, maybe you're out of God's sight too, and he can't find you either. Maybe he went over to New York and checked up. I wasn't there though. Well, my life is filled with songs, but I just could not get along without my friends. And I'm happy now, but when this good life ends, I know a better one will begin. And love to you, Sir Stonehill, armed with your axe, full gallop on your elm. Ah, you're so crazy and you know, but I love you as we both crawl toward the lamb. With Clapton on guitar and Ringo on the drums. Come on, Ringo. McCartney on the Hofner bass with blisters on his thumbs. Dear Bobby, watch your fears all hide and disappear while love inside starts growing. Keep it growing. Ah, you're older, but less colder than the jokes and folks you spent your childhood snowy. Then someone died for all your friends, but even better yet, he lives again. And if this song does not appeal to you, I hope a spirit slips on through. He loves you. He loves you. He loves you. And if these words do not make sense to you, a Holy Spirit slips on through. He loves you. He loves you. He loves you. And if this song does not appeal to you, a Holy Spirit slips on through. You know he loves you. Now when you know a pretty story, you don't let it go unsaid. You tell it to your children, Now look around you when you're singing. There are people everywhere. And to those who stop to listen, your sweet song becomes their prayer. 'Cause when you know a wonderful secret, you tell it to your friends. Go on and tell them that a lifetime filled with you know who is like a street that never ends. All right, it's your turn. Sing that sweet, sweet song of salvation. You sing that sweet, sweet song of salvation to every man, every nation. You sing that sweet, sweet song of salvation and let the people know that Jesus cares. One more time for the slows. All right, you ready? 1, 2, sing that sweet, sweet song. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sweet song of salvation. 1, 2, 3, 4. That sweet, sweet song of salvation. What you say to sweet, sweet? What you say? Sing it like you mean it. Bunch of weirdos. Sweet, sweet song of salvation. Broken record. A sweet, sweet song of salvation. And let the people know that Jesus cares. You let the people know that Jesus cares. You let the people know that Jesus cares. Go on and let them know that he cares. He really does. Gotta be enthusiastic about these kind of things. Now tonight on our show, we're going to have the second coming of Christ. He's due any minute now. Is he here? Can you stand up? I have a new album out. It's not new, but when it came out, it was new. It's called So Long Ago, The Garden. And I thought it would be obvious what it's about because there's no other garden I know of. Except the Garden of Gethsemane, I guess. Garden restaurant. No, the Garden of Eden is what it's about. Adam is on the front cover with the Lion of Judah in his heart. On the back cover, it's the apple with 2 bites out of it, which is symbolic of, you know. I'm trying to make it really obvious. People didn't get it. I put a big bite in one side of the apple, a small bite in the other side of the apple. The big bite was the woman's side. They didn't understand. They said, what is that? What is a fruit on the back of the alligator boots? And a snake skin. Oh, snake skin boots? Yeah, what is that? You know, the Garden of Eden. Oh, I know, yeah, the Garden of Eden. What does the apple mean? And what is that stuff on the back? What's that on the front? What's the lion doing inside you? Did you listen to the music? Yeah, I didn't understand that either. Well, here's a song from the album. I'm sure you'll understand it. You're all from Adam's apple, you probably get it. I was walking down the road when I bumped into you. I was walking down the road when I bumped into you. You stopped me. you for dead. Then a man with a hat came up from behind, and the sky went black, and I thought I was blind. He put his hand into my jacket and left $1 million bill. He put his hand into my pocket and gave me women and thrills. And when I turned around to thank him, there was no one there but me. And both my hands were filled with sand. I was standing by the sea. We had dinner at 8 and women at 9, and the party was great till we ran out of wine. Yeah, there was a knock up on the bedroom door. My knees began to shake, and this man came in and melted all the candles on my cake. He said, I've come here to escort you. It's time for you to go. He opened up my body and he took away my soul. I saw somebody hanging from a tree, and as I turned to walk away, I realized it was me. I pulled out my thorn special, I shot me in the head, I threw me in the alleyway, and I left me for dead. We're getting ready to celebrate America's anniversary. It wasn't too long ago that we started. We're quite well along for a nation that's just a baby. I wish our nation, instead of being founded on the basic principles of freedom of religion and being one nation under God, I wish it could have been one nation under Jesus. Because one nation under God is not very specific at all. But then there's no such thing as a Christian nation. Never was. But at least we can have Christian communities within our nation. We have the freedom to. You don't always get arrested when you pass out tracts on the street, do you? Nah, probably never. Some countries you would, wouldn't you? We just lost one president, gained another. I like the way we promote peace in the world. I think it's really wonderful. I really do. America goes over to two countries that are fighting and we say, please, you guys, don't fight. Because we're America and, we're the big brother. We come over here to stop you fighting. Listen, we'll give you food. We'll give you billions of dollars. And we'll give you all the tanks and the bombs that you want, okay? And just don't fight, okay? We'll give you a nuclear reactor for peaceful purposes. And, okay, here's your money and here's your bombs. Now, you can't use them, though. Oh, you can use the money, yeah. Okay, now be good, okay? Because our reputation's at stake. So I wonder how long there will be peace in the Mideast. I wonder why we want to be friends with Red China. I can understand why we don't want to be enemies. I just hope that we don't one day decide that the Jews just aren't worth supporting, that our finances just won't hold up, that we need to ally ourselves with greater powers. I just hope we don't choose to side against the Israel nation. We might get on the wrong side of God, too. I was born and raised an orphan in a land that once was free, in a land that poured its love out on the moon. And I grew up in the shadows of your silos filled with grain, but you never helped to fill my empty spoon. And when I was 10, you murdered law with courtroom politics, and you learned to make a lie sound just like the truth. But I know you better now, and I don't fall for all your tricks. And you've lost the one advantage of my youth. You kill a black man at midnight just for talking to your daughter. Then you make his wife your mistress, and you leave her without water. And the sheet you wear up on your face is the sheet your children sleep on. At every meal you say a prayer you don't believe, but still you keep on. And your money says in God we trust, but it's against the law to pray in school. You say we beat the Russians to the moon, and I say you starve your children to do it. Your politicians all make speeches, and your newsmen all take notes, and they exaggerate the issues as they shove it down our throats. Is it really up to them whether our nation sinks or floats? Well, I wonder who would lead us if none of us would vote. My phone is tapped and my lips are chapped from whispering through the fence. You know every move I make, or is that just coincidence? Will you try to make my way of life a little less like jail? If I promise to make tapes and slides and send them through the mail. And your money says in God we trust, but it's against the law to pray school. You say we beat the Russians to the moon, and I say you starve your children to do it. You say all men are equal, all men are brothers. Then why are the rich more equal than others? Don't ask me for the answers, I've only got one. That a man leaves his darkness when he follows the sun. I'm going to sing a love song right now. I know that once you become a Christian, you're not supposed to sing love songs anymore. Just Jesus songs. It's good if you throw in on the third or fourth verse something like Jesus is the blood, and the blood was shed for me. Then they know it's a Christian song. Isn't that right? That's what you want to hear, don't you? Christian record companies, they put out Christian music with a gospel message to Christians, and that's what Christians need. They need to hear the gospel message all the time. Because you might forget it, then you won't be saved, you know. It's not good enough just to hear it once, is it? Because if you pray and you forget it, it won't work. You've got to hear all the details again. Of course, those people that aren't Christians, they might benefit from hearing the gospel message too. But it's hard for them to find Christian records because they don't usually go into Bible bookstores. Maybe we ought to put better covers on the Christian records and maybe put them in supermarkets and rock and roll stores. No, but that wouldn't be Christian, would it? Rock and roll's not Christian. Supermarkets, that's not religious, that's secular. Christians don't eat food. Well, what is a Christian song anyway? Is it a song that mentions Jesus? Is it a song that either is a song of worship or a song of proclamation, or what is it? I mean, if I write a song and it doesn't mention Jesus, is it not a Christian song? Can't a Christian have opinions about other things? Shouldn't the Christian aspect of our life color all of our perspectives? Shouldn't everything we do be a Christian statement? Not a religious statement, but a Christian statement. What do you do as Christians? I mean, do you work in a garage? Is that Christian, huh? Sure it is. If you're a Christian, the car you fix may not know the difference. But the people you meet and talk to that own those cars, they might know the difference. You can be a Christian insurance salesman. You can't really buy that kind of insurance. You can give it away free as you go door to door. They might not even buy your policy. You might get fired. Listen, God has a great insurance plan for you, and it doesn't cost you anything. Well, here's a song about love, or lack of love, or what love should be, or what love isn't, what you don't want it to be. And as all things in life, you have to decide for yourself what's right, what's wrong, what's truth, what's a lie, what's Christian, what's non-Christian. Maybe you ought to start living a wider Christian life so that it embraces everything, so that you have an opinion on everything from gardening to Zulus to Christianity. Pardon me, kissing you like I'm afraid, but I know I'm being played with, and you'll leave me when you get the chance. really wrote it in 1972 because I knew it would be out of date in a year. Here it is, out of date. It's about going to the moon and disc jockeys and the Rolling Stones and the Beatles and everything I could think of. It's called Reader's Digest. Can you turn this mic up a little bit on the guitar? See, this is only classical guitar and I'm singing rock and roll. Jockeys talk the same. Every time I play it's like the one from where I came, except for this town. Well, the Rolling Stones are millionaires, flower chewing pallbearers. Beatles said all you need is love, and then they broke up. Jimmy took an overdose, Janis swallowed so close. The whole music scene and all the bands are pretty comatose. This time last year, people didn't want to hear. They looked at Jesus from afar. This year he's a superstar. Dear John Lennon, who's more popular now? I've been listening to some of Paul's new records. I think he really is dead. Well, it's a 1973. I wonder who we're gonna see. Who's in power now? I think I'll turn on the TV. The man on the news said, Russia's going to beat us. We shot all our dreamers and there's no one left to lead us. We need a solution. We need salvation. Let's send some people to the moon and gather information. They brought back a big bag of rocks. Only cost $47 billion. Must be nice rocks. The latest thing they did was they ground up all the moon rocks into dust and fed them to some white mice. Now, I suppose if those mice get cancer, they're going to tell everybody in America not to eat moon rocks. You think it's such a sad thing when you see a fallen king, then you find out we're only princes to begin with. Everybody's got to choose whether they'll win or lose. Follow God or sing the blues, and who you're going to sin with. What a mess the world is in. I wonder who began it. Don't ask me, I'm only visiting this planet. This world is not my home. I'm just a passing through. How about you? Appreciate this community here. It's nice to go someplace where people know what you're talking about. You know, when they're musically, they're listening to other things besides the lively ones and other word records. I mean, I hear that even a few of you have listened to, on certain occasions accidentally, the radio and the James Gang and occasionally the Rolling Stones if they sing real quiet like Angie. I think we live in a society. We ought not to just partake of that society. We ought to understand that society and receive that society. Not accept it, but receive it. Understand it. So we know what we're talking about when we talk with somebody. So that we don't seem like the squarest person in the world. So that they realize you don't have to cut off your head to be a Christian. In fact, it opens up your mind. Then you know what the Rolling Stones are singing and you know why that's not going to do any good. But it's just music. And what is entertainment? It's just entertainment. But what is a message? Well, message is a message. And if it's a truth, it might change somebody's life. You don't have to hide in the box if you're a Christian. It's time to come out of the box that everyone